Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how you can retouch this portrait step by step. So first thing first, we are just gonna clean this portrait. So I'm just gonna click on play clean. After we click play, as you can see, we have created a clean layer and a black and white help layer. For cleaning, I'm gonna use three tools: spot healing brush, and patch tool. But the first one is spot healing brush. So I'm just gonna zoom in and start cleaning. Usually I clean with these three tools. Sometimes I use clone stamp tool, but I use that only when I work with frequency separation. So the first step is to clean this portrait. Not only this one, but every time when you're editing portraits, you have to clean it first before you start working. As you can see, I'm leaving some here because I think they look better. For example, I'm just gonna remove this one with spot healing brush. As you can see, it's leaving some marks, but we're gonna fix that later with frequency separation. And as usually, I'm just gonna make this step in speed because I don't want to lose time for you guys, so I'm just gonna speed it up. And here we are after we have done some cleaning. So let's just check before and after. I guess there is not something too much, but we have cleaned some details. So I'm just gonna hold Control and click background. With a right click, I'm just gonna merge the two layers. After that, I'm just gonna play frequency separation, and I will check the radius if it's good for working, and I think something like 12 is good. And I'm just gonna click on dodge, click on burn. And I think we need to fix the lips, eyes. I'm just gonna click play for the eyes. With the lips too, you're just gonna have to find the lips. Whoops, here they are. My eyes are losing, so I think that I'm just gonna click this one too. This one is digital skin texture, so I'm just gonna put it on the frequency separation and start working with mixer brush. So for mixer brush, settings are here. Sorry, I'm just clicking on the mixer brush. For the wet, I'm just gonna go by 12, 22 by the load, 35 on the mix, and 22 with the flow. And I'm just gonna start mixing skin tones slowly, so I will not ruin the highlights and shadows of this great portrait. And I think that I'm just gonna put black and white help layer to check the details in some better view. And as you can see, guys, I'm mixing the skin tones with the highlights here. You can do that using dodge and burn or frequency separation. That is your choice, but with frequency separation your workflow is faster and you will get some great results too. So don't worry, both of the techniques are really great. You can be free to use which one of you think it's better for your portrait. So stick with your choice. This portrait is a really close-up portrait, so you don't have that much work to do, so I'm just gonna work a bit faster. As you can see, so far I'm using mixer brush. Mixer brush is a very great tool for this part. It's a great tool for frequency separation, especially in the low frequency or in the colors as we call it. And you have to stand back and check before and after what we've done so far. As you can see, we are just mixing some skin tones. Let's just put the black and white help layer on and keep working until we think that this part is done. Recently I dropped the dark skin color grade on my Gumroad account. You can check it in the link down below, so feel free to check my Gumroad products, and why not buying them, because when you buy my products you help me by creating more tutorials on YouTube, and I really appreciate all of you guys who buy my actions on Gumroad. Let's just check it before and after, and I think it's looking really great this far. I think we've done some mistakes here, as you can see, so we should fix it. And yeah, I think it's looking good. So the second thing, what we're gonna do here is that I will just create an empty layer here. From the normal mode, I'm just gonna go to soft light, and I'm just gonna copy the color of this part. As you can see, opacity is 10 and the flow is 100, and I'm just gonna paint. We're gonna create some great colors around the eyes. Let's just say before and after. And yeah, I think it's turning real good. We just have to make our brush harder so we have some faster results. And let's just check before and after. Yeah, I think it's looking really nice. Don't forget to paint on the other eye too. After we've done with the purple color, I think that we need to fix this part of the eye. So I'm just gonna copy the black color of this part and start painting on it. Just gonna make it darker because it will look more artistic. You can choose between doing and not doing that. It's your choice, so don't worry. And as you can see, this part is not becoming that good, so I'm just gonna make a better shape of this part, and with pen tool I'm just gonna make a selection of 0.2. I hope it's better, so I'm just gonna create another layer here and paint it with a 100 brush. As you can see, it's a bit too sharp. I'm just gonna blur this part with the blur tool and put it under the high frequency. And yeah, I think it's looking really nice. Just check before and after. I think it's too much, so I'm just gonna load the APSI and check before and after of the black. Keep painting on the other eye. And yeah, I think it's looking really nice. I'm just gonna paint with some red color that is here, kind of into yellow, just to make the eye look, this part of the eyes. Just check before and after. Yeah, I think the colors are looking really nice. And I think we're done with this part. And next part is the high frequency. For the high frequency I use a clone stamp tool. This one is for cleaning the portrait, because if we use both healing brush and healing brush, I think we're gonna leave some marks. So clone stamp tool is better in this part of the section. So I just gonna copy and paste the texture of this portrait. And if you think that texture is really harsh, you can always duplicate this layer and put it right there. As you can see, it's in normal mode. We're just gonna copy this color, which is gray, and make it completely gray, and create a clipping mask here. And as you can see, it's blurry because we have removed all the details. I'm just gonna create a black mask here and start painting on the texture in which we think that is really harsh. And as you can see, we are destroying all the texture on the skin. The reason I do that is because sometimes the light can create some hard texture, and if you wanna remove that hard texture and make it a bit soft, you can do that by using this technique. I think this part of the hair, gonna leave it like it is, because you can do something bad on the hair. And as you can see, we are just blurring this part. Let's just check before and after. And yeah, we have done something terrible on the portrait, so I have to reduce the opacity of this. And as you can see, before and after, we have reduced the harsh texture, and I think 25 is too much and 20 is good. Yeah, I guess. After we're done with that, this was digital skin texture, so I'm just gonna copy this part and make it all white. As you can see, we have created some noise, and I think 100 is too much, but something like 32. Let's just check. Yeah, it's looking really nice. Let's just check before and after this whole process. And as you can see, we need some more work in the texture, so I'm just gonna fix this with clone stamp tool. And we have to remove this here under the gel line, so we will fix that later, but first let's just clean the cheeks and the face. Let's just check before and after, and yeah, I think it's looking really good. And for this part I'm gonna use spot healing brush, because this way we're gonna clean it faster. You can use healing brush too, and of course the clone stamp tool, because obviously you need all the tools when you use Photoshop Retouch. There is no way you can retouch a portrait only by using one tool, so you're gonna use usually the cleaning tools, as I told you in the beginning. And yeah, I think looking really nice for the moment. And next thing, what we're gonna do here is that we have to touch and burn this portrait. I'm just gonna click B for brush. As you can see, 10 is something really down. I think I'm just gonna go by 22, and I'm just gonna dodge some brighter parts of this portrait. And yeah, 22 is really too high. I'm just gonna stick with 10. We're gonna dodge the eyes too, this part of the forehead, the other cheek, a bit on the neck, and I'm just gonna fix some darker skin tones. As you can see, this part. Let's just check before and after, and reduce the desaturate opacity of this layer. And yeah, this part is too much, so I'm just gonna work on the layer mask. I'm just gonna blur this. I'm just gonna select it first, go to filter blur and Gaussian blur, go from 5 to 12 is not that good. Just gonna go by 20 and use mixer brush to make it in a better shape, and go back to it. Let's just check before and after, and yeah, I think it's looking good for the moment. And now I have to work with burn. I'm just gonna burn the cheeks a little bit, and a little bit in the hair, and the eyebrows, and the eyelashes. this part of the nose and this part. Oops, sorry. This happens when you're working too fast, so keep calm. I say this thing to myself like too much because there is not good results if you are working too fast. Let's just check before and after. And yeah, this one is looking really nice. I'm just gonna fix this part of the cheek so it will look better, and lower the desaturate file. And yeah, I think it's looking really nice. Let's check before and after this entire process. And yeah, we're gonna need to work the high frequency and low frequency in the forehead. So I'm just gonna keep working with the mixer brush here, because we didn't work that much on this part because of the hair is stopping us. Just check before and after. Yeah, I think it's looking nice in the low frequency, but we have to work with the high frequency too. So I'm just gonna clean with spot healing brush and if you still think that texture is really hard and you can't manage to fix all the details, you can always use that technique to soften the details of this one. For example, make it more blurry so I don't have to work in really deep down details. I just check before and after, and yeah, I think it's looking really nice. And you have to dodge this part too, because I think it's no need for some dodge. And next thing are the eyes. Just gonna zoom in, and as you can see, you have to remove this part. So I'm just gonna fix it first in the low frequency. It's looking very blurry, but believe me that we are fixing it. We are fixing the colors here in the eyes, as you can see before and after. After you're done with that, you have to clean it with clone stamp tool and fixing this part of the eye, removing the veins if we want to. And for the moment it's looking really nice. We have to clean this part too and start working on the eye fuller. We are just gonna make it blurry a little bit. As you can see, it's returning the details on the low frequency because this folder is created when we in the first, so we didn't fix that in the beginning. So I'm just gonna fix it again. And This one is too much, so I'm just gonna go by 25. uh, in the brightening section we're just gonna whiten the eyes, and yeah, it's looking really nice, but always too much is not that good. And keep working on the other eye. Just gonna fix it here in this part. And we have to make it a bit blurry, as you can see, before and after. After that we have to fix it with mixer brush because this layer is blurry, and brighten this up. Don't forget to work in both of eyes, because if you work only in the right one, the left will look terrible. And this one is for eyeball whitening, as you can see, is making brighter. Let's just work on this one too. And I think it's too much, of course. We're just gonna go to blur, Gaussian blur, and it's okay. Just lower the opacity of this, go to iris contour and work on this part. Let's make the eye pop so it will look better. Let's just zoom out, and yeah, I think it's looking really nice, but we can always work more. So I'm just gonna put a gray background and work with dodge and burn tool. So I'm just gonna start dodging the lights of this part and then burn it, so the eye will look even better. Not that is not looking, but we can always add some more things. And as you can see, before and after, let's just zoom out. It's looking really nice. Let's just burn this one too. Sorry, let's judge, because I just click O for dodge tool and use the burn tool too, because we're gonna need to do the same thing in both of eyes. And as you can see, before and after, this one is too much, so I'm just gonna lower the opacity and check before and after. And yeah, for the eyes I think it's enough for the moment. And next thing is lips. So I'm just gonna paint on the rosy lips with a brush of 100 and keep painting till you cover all the parts of the lips. And don't forget to cover it all, because we don't want to leave something out, because the lips will look like with two different colors, as you can see. I just remove this one, zoom out, and of course it's too much. I just make it 20, duplicate this one and put it in the soft light. Just check before and after. And yeah, I think they're looking really nice, but we have to work in the low frequency here, because we need to fix this part with mixer brush, as you can see. And We are just fixing the lips because they're not looking the same. Obviously they don't look the same because the upper lip is different from the lower lip, so I'm just fixing the colors of it, and let's just check before and after. And yeah, it's looking really nice. In this part we forget to rename it lips. Just gonna open it and create two layers. This one is multiply for dodge, sorry for burn, and this one is screen for dodge. And I think this lip needs to be darker, so I'm just gonna copy the color here and make it darker. This way we'll make lips look even better. And this one for the dodge of the lips. As you can see, we are dodging some lights. Let's just check before and after. This is the dodge and this is burn. And yeah, lips are looking really nice. But we should work on the high frequency on this part of the lips. So I'm just gonna fix it with clone stamp tool and with spot healing brush for a faster way. Just gonna fake this part too. And yeah, I think it's looking really nice. Let's just check before and after the lips. And if it's too much, always lower the opacity of this one. And yeah, we have some more work to do in the high frequency part, so I'm just gonna fix it. As you can see, we have left some parts to be cleaned. And boom, let's just check before and after. For this part of the hair, I'm just gonna add a curve layer and make it black, so darker, sorry, and paint it with a white brush and create some darker hair. Oops, sorry, as I said before, work slowly. And let's just check before and after. Yeah, I think it's looking really nice. We can add something too. We can add some dark under the high frequency, so we don't want to lose the details of the hair. So I'm just gonna make it black. Just go back. As you can see, we have some details with some light. As you can see, this part is not looking that good, so I'm just gonna make it darker. And let's just check this. Yeah, it's too much in this part, so I'm just gonna lower the opacity of this one. And we have to let it look a bit natural. And yeah, I think it's looking nice. I'm just gonna create another copy of background, group this and rename it Retouch. Duplicate the Retouch, merge the group, and let's check some before and after. And yeah, I think we have done something great here. As you can see, guys, I hope you like this process. As you can see before and after, Let's just zoom in the eyes part. As you can see on the cheeks, we didn't ruin that texture. So this is the main thing about retouching. You don't have to ruin the texture because it will look blurry. And I think that's it for this part. And after we have done with retouch, I think I'm just gonna duplicate this layer and work in the liquify, because I think that some parts need to be liquefied. For example, this part of the nose, this one a little bit, and this part of the eyes. I'm just gonna create a different shape, making it look even better. Let's just zoom out and work on the lips too. As you can see, we need to reshape a little bit the lips. This is not a necessary process, but if you think that you need to fix some parts, feel free to do that. So I'm just gonna fix it. As I said, this is not necessary, so feel free to do whatever you want until you don't ruin the texture, as I said before, because when you ruin the texture, your whole work is gonna look bad. Let's just check before and after. As I said, guys, we needed a little bit of changes in the face, so I'm just gonna merge these layers and click A and Control C for copying, and I will create a new window, this one, merge this, and I'm gonna work on the color grade. And let's just check our color grades. You can find them in the, well, this one is looking really nice. I think I'm gonna stick with this one, but I have to check all my color grades. You can find them down below, and you can buy them in my Gumroad profile. If you like my color grades, please leave a comment down below. Let me know if you like them or not. Also, for my English, let me know if it's understandable, because I want to know that, guys. And let's just check this one too. Some color grades, as you can see, don't fit the portrait, but you can always work inside the layers that are inside. As you can see, this one is looking really nice, but we have to remove some layers. I'm just gonna start checking them one by one, and let's make this work. As I said, you have to play with the layers inside until you find a great color grades. I'm just gonna move this color grade into my original layer, and I will create another color grade. So I'm just gonna make 2 color grades, and yeah, this one is looking really nice. We are just gonna play with the layers inside. And yeah, I think it's looking really nice. I'm just gonna put it here. This one was our first color grade, so I'm just gonna put it in the 15, and I think it's too much. This one is looking really nice, but always put it down because we don't want too much color grade. I'm just gonna put a face contouring here because it will make our portrait look better. Obviously, as you can see, I'm just gonna group this and rename it color grade and duplicate this one, merge the group so you have only one layer. And as you can see, before and after, if you think that you need to add something more, you can always work with your creativity. You can be creative for your portraits. So I'm just gonna add some warmth in the portrait, as you can see, and making look way better. Let's just check before and after. I'm just gonna add some highlights here, make them more warm, as you can see. And I think we are done with the color grade. Rename this color grade. So this is it, guys. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment in my videos. And as you can see, before and after this entire process, let's just check before and after other retouch. This is the retouch, and this is retouch with color grade, and this is the entire process before and after. As you can see, we have done some great job here. Thank you guys for watching. If you are interested in my actions, you can always check my Gumroad account and you can buy them. And this is it for today, guys. As I said earlier, thank you again for watching and see you in the next one. Peace.